Hey friends, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Lindsey.
And we're not your average mamas.
On this podcast, we're here to make you laugh, share our experiences, and provide helpful tidbits that will make your parenting journey just a little bit easier.
So grab your favorite drink, sit back and relax, and let us join you in your multitasking.
Not Your Average Mamas.
A podcast showing you that parenting is anything but ordinary.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
It's gotta be it.
Cock. You said it so weird.
You have a cock.
That's
It did not sound like Costco at all.
You just looked me into my soul. I was like, what? In my heart. Wait,
That is gross. We're speaking too many things into the universe.
Shit, be careful. I was just saying how, kids drink too much water as you're drinking water. We're at gymnastics today, and literally it was 5 minutes we're there, and the kids all get dismissed for a water break. And I was like, you've exercised? You probably just stretched. Why are you out here already drinking water? Are you thirsty already?
Kean goes to bed with a water bottle every night, and he'll settle in. He'll be like, Mom, I need water. And I'm like, okay, here you go. And he's like, like he hasn't drank water all day. When he had a full adult-sized glass of water at supper. I'm like, am I depriving you?
You're like, you're fine. But there's just something that hits, about that big glass of water right before bed. It's just so good.
It must be a Kleinschmidt thing, because Jordan chugs a water bottle, a 32 ounce in the middle of the night. He'll just wake up from a dead sleep and be like,
well, if he's anything like me, we just don't drink water during the day.
And then you're do it all at night.
Shit, I should probably drink some water.
Well, you're just sleeping
64 ounces
you're
later. Pretty much. I actually have a guinea pig water bottle hooked up to the side of my bed.
And you're just like,
and so I just in the middle of the night. And it's really annoying because I actually go guinea pigs, and that sound is kind of annoying.
You know what? Jesse deserves it because he doesn't wake up to his first alarm. And people that live like that, fuck you.
I mean, I told them that's probably his worst quality. That he just
it's your worst ick.
He will just set the alarm, and then he just dead to the world. He doesn't even hit snooze. But I've gotten better recently where I'm just sleeping harder, I think. Where I just don't hear it. I used to be a very, very light sleeper. I feel when my kids were tiny, I would just sit up in bed at any single sound. And now I'm sleeping better because our littlest is 3 now, just turned 3.
She's like, I want to have another one.
I begged and pleaded, but I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah. Snapped.
Yeah.
Snipped. Snapped. Sailed.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I feel I don't know. I think I could probably even have 6 or 7, and at the end of the day, I'd be I just missed the baby stage. That was just, I would have liked 4 kids, I think. But at the same time, there's so many, things that are easier and cheaper with 3. So It is what it is. It's what our family size is, and I've accepted it.
I feel some women are how do you know when you're done? And then other women are you're never done. And then there's women like me where I'm why would you ever start? Just kidding. I'm heavily considering just having one. Which there's a whole side of TikTok. I looked up why to have 1 kid, and there was many videos of people explaining why they stopped at 1, and I was like, huh. Mm-hmm. Didn't even think about that.
I know. I don't think a lot of people think of it as a valid option, because they're just to me it feels more work just having 1, but
it is.
Because it's there's so many. My kids play together very well all day, every day. So I just don't have to be constantly playing on the floor with them.
Yeah, when you only have 1, you do, because they're like, Mommy, I choose you, because the only option is Daddy, and I already played with him 10 minutes ago. So.
There you go.
You're up.
I don't know why I always thought I'd have 4, but I don't, like I said, I don't know if I'd ever feel done. I just like being a mom. I like being pregnant. I don't know.
No, you did not like being pregnant.
Not with Rhea.
Yeah.
That was rough.
A rough time.
But having 3 and 4 years does a number on one's body. So that 3rd one was real. That was pretty rough for me.
Real hip opening.
Yeah. That was a sore one. I was sore every single day. But I told myself, write down every horrible thing that you're going through during this so you don't ever do it again. But did I? No. I wish I would have.
I'm pretty sure you literally told Christine and Emily that to remind you of why you don't want to have another kid.
I was like crying. I remember sitting on the toilet. I don't even think I was going to the bathroom. I think I was just hiding in my bathroom, sitting on the toilet, bawling my eyes out. And it was Judah's birthday. So 9 days before I had Rhea. And I just was just like texting Christine and Emily, and I was like, do not go for the third baby. It's so hard. It's just so like my body just hurt. And I worked full time, or I 4 days a week, like standing. I do hair. So I was even my first, I worked up until her due date, the day she was due, and Judah as well. And so with Rhea, I did take like 3 days off before, but I was standing.
I took a whole 3 days.
And I was standing up, you know what I mean? I was standing all day, every day, and I had 2 other little children. So I guess I wanted to experience what it would have been like to have like a restful pregnancy, like where I'm home. I'm not like on my feet 24/7, but I am excited for this next chapter in life, especially now that I have a nanny. I'm going to be able to like balance the podcast and my business again, like doing hair. So I am very excited for the future. And there is something to be said about predictability. I love the spontaneous, the chaos. I love like, you know, the excitement of being pregnant, of like being like, oh my gosh, your life is going to majorly change and it's all going to be.
That's just you loving major changes.
Yes, exactly. So that's why it's like really hard for me to be like in the
Go get a puppy, girl.
I already have 2 dogs and 3 guinea pigs. Do you think I need more pets?
Get a chicken.
You don't think I haven't asked for that?
Put them in the little shed.
Okay, I know. I just live my life to the fullest, and I definitely make some decisions, and I follow through without any hesitation or fear.
Let me dive on it.
You know, I live my life by like the phrase, what's the worst that could happen?
And that's how she has so many living things in her house.
That's true. And there's going to be more eventually of some types of creatures.
Here comes a chicken.
Judah just said he had the best dream ever last night. And it was that we had 2 new pets. And I was like, oh yeah, what were they? And he's like, giant frogs. And I was like, that's me puking because I freaking hate frogs.
One time she shoved.
Shut up! Don't even say it. Don't say it or I will jump. I will not finish this episode. I will jump out of a window.
Well, I guess that's a secret for another day, I guess.
I cannot think about that right now or I will just ram my head into the wall.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm not kidding.
What would you rather do than have a frog? Would you rather cut off your big left toe or would you rather cut off your cock?
Well, considering I don't have one, I would choose that option.
I don't know. I manifested it last episode. Just like stick your hand in your pants.
If you haven't heard the last episode,
go listen to it right now.
Listen to it. But for a little context, she was trying to say that I had a Costco-sized bag of French fries, and she said, "You have a cock." Froze and we just died laughing.
I peed myself.
She did. She just go back to the last episode.
Yeah.
It just if you haven't
It'll
listened
be
to
way
it,
easier.
You just let them explain it to you. Experience it in real time as we did.
Yes,
it was a joy.
It was great. Anyways,
oh my gosh, I want to tell you this. Am I the asshole? All right. I'm not even going to tell you the title of it.
What?
Do you want me to? No. Okay, fine. I will. Am I the asshole?
Yes,
okay.
You are the asshole. Gosh. I'm not going to tell you this.
I'm not even going to say the entire thing.
I'm just going to read it to myself.
I'm reading it in my head right now. Am I the asshole for giving my baby girl a big birthday gift? I don't really know why I didn't want to read that.
It feels awkward. Baby girl, big birthday gift.
All right. My daughter Steffi just turned 9 on Saturday. She's been asking for a Switch for a while now, and I think she's gotten old enough and mature enough that I can trust her with a big present like that. So the plan was always to give Steffi the Switch at her birthday party, which was the same day. However, that ended up falling through. We ended up not being able to pick up the Switch until Sunday morning. See, Steffi was invited to her classmate Jolene's party on Sunday, so I figured that we were still in the party spirit. I would just give Steffi the Switch after cake at Jolene's party. Nothing more than that. Just the unwrapping and then the spotlight would be right back on Jolene. Besides, the girls are friends, so I figured it wouldn't be a big deal. They're 9. They're old enough to understand this was an extenuating circumstance. Or so I thought. Everything went as I planned, and I thought it went well, but after the party was over, I got a call from Jolene's mom essentially asking me what the hell I was thinking. That I was undermining her because she couldn't afford something like a Switch for Jolene. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I have not raised Steffi to even really care about things like how much a present costs. Also, Jolene didn't even care because she had numerous new things to play with, and Steffi shared her Switch with her, so it seemed to me like everyone made out well. Jolene's mom also called me petty and a show-off. She and I do not like one another, and I won't sugarcoat it, but I put that aside for the kids because our issues aren't their fault, which Jolene's mom is definitively not doing. Husband says he gets where I'm coming from, but maybe should have at least waited until after Jolene's presents were opened so she could have hers first. That's fair, but I'm not sure if that quite makes me an asshole to Jolene. Am I the asshole?
Kinda.
Yeah, why would you
bring your daughter's present to another birthday party? Like, you couldn't give it to her that morning or when you went to go pick it up?
Yeah, especially, like, knowing that they, like, the moms have, like, beef with each other. Yeah. It totally seems like she's like,
what did I do wrong?
Steffi, here's your $300 gift. Oh, sorry, Jolene. Did you just get that butterfly hair clip? Sucks to suck. Like,
sucks to be broke.
Sucks to be Jolene. Like, I'm sorry.
Fuck you, Jolene.
I just feel like even the names Steffi and Jolene, that just seems like
fake.
It does seem fake. And it's like, you're just asking for trouble with Steffi and Jolene's moms.
Gosh, just chill out, lady.
I can just totally see that, though. She's like, oh, shoot, I guess I can't run to Target until Sunday, the day of Jolene's party with her bitch mom, Pam. You know, and then she's like, oh, Jolene, you're opening presents? Perfect. Let me have my daughter open hers first. Like, she didn't even wait till after she was done opening her gifts. That's very weird.
Oh, my gosh. So weird. Yeah, you're definitely the asshole. Let's
there's no debate. If anybody thinks I was just gonna get feisty for
get feisty.
If anybody thinks she's not the asshole, then fuck you. Because I got some talking to do with you, with your face. Because, like, seriously, why? I don't know why I got so worked up over that.
It's a full moon.
Are you scared?
It's a full moon.
Steffi's mom.
She likes to beat people's ass during the full moon. It's a full moon in Aries.
Actually, speaking of scaring Lindsey, like...
so funny.
Earlier tonight,
I thought I was gonna choke on popcorn.
She's just sitting in the chair eating popcorn. And I walked in front of her and I just stood there and I was like, bah! She just like takes a second and she's like she realized after looking at me for 5 seconds that it was me.
It was an eternity before I was like...
blood-curdling scream. Like, what? Do I have something on my face? It was funny.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think I've ever tried to scare you before.
Bullshit. Fuck. Every day of my life, you're trying to make me scream. Oh.
Okay.
Every day of my life, you're trying to scare me. God, why did I say it like that?
That's on you. I don't know. What?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Anyways,
I do have highlights of humanity.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, wait. Let me recover from that. I'm not very graceful with words right now.
Cool. Let's just record a podcast then.
It's been making for some good content, you know? Anyways, highlights of humanity. So I went to Target today with my parents and we were like wheeling out and I was with my mom and dad and Kian and I was trying to get Kian in the car and I was like unpacking my groceries and these two guys were like, oh, we can take your cart for you. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, that's so nice. Cause like, I feel like this entire day was chaotic for no reason. So, like, it was just chaotic to get Keen in the car. My mom is very, like, protective of Keen, and if she doesn't see him for 1 second, she'll just be like, where's Keen? I'm like, Mom, he is right there. We're fine. But he, like, went around the side of the car. He was, like, hands deep in the tire. So I was like, he's fine. He's attached to the car. Like, he's good in the parking lot. Like, I can take 1 second to close the trunk. And after I like unloaded all of our stuff, and my mom freaked out. And so like the guys were walking past us. This was happening, and they just like, I feel like it was the opposite target experience for you, where the guys actually like offered to take the car instead of like judging you for.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice
it was
for
nice.
you.
But it was funny because they were actually like, Kian was sitting in the cart, and these guys had like walked past us in Target and like talked to Kian, and Kian, they're like, because Kian was holding hot dogs and they were getting hot dogs, and they're like, oh, you have hot dogs? And Kian was just like, I was like,
beautiful exchange.
Sorry.
My hair literally just, my headband's just, hairband's just.
It's popping.
I heard
it's
it.
Popping.
Like, now I have a one half pigtail.
You're cute. Yeah, rub it out.
You are on one tonight. I'm just gonna have one pigtail. Does it look really weird?
You look beautiful. It was super cute, but
oh.
I just tried to be nice for once.
Thought you said I look super cute.
What?
I thought you said I look super cute right now, like you're joking. I was like, shut up.
Oh, I was like, the pigtails look super cute.
They look super cute. Shut up. Shut the fuck up right now.
You were expecting me to say something awful.
I was. I was like, wow.
Honestly,
I realized right after, like, she was being nice.
I don't even blame you. I was shocked too.
She's like, oh, I bit my tongue without coming out because I just is so unnatural.
Okay.
You know what? This week's episode is going to be about balance. So my hair, one side, the hair binders popped off, and the other side, it stayed on. That wasn't balanced. But
Unbalanced.
But this week's episode.
My tires, unbalanced.
My meds,
unbalanced. My titties, unbalanced.
My checkbook,
unbalanced.
All right, there.
My hips, unbalanced.
Oh, damn.
You know, when you go to the chiropractor and they're like, one's longer than the other, and then they're just like, whoop-ah!
Yeah, nice.
You're healed.
Now you're balanced.
Now you're balanced.
Yeah,
that's what you need to do with your life. Just whoop-ah!
Yes, love it.
Touch toes.
You touched my koala.
This is a light touch.
I couldn't even feel it because I'm wearing 2 layers of socks.
Oh my gosh.
And slippers. My husband was trying to freeze me out of the house today, 65 degrees. And I was like hinting I was too cold. And so I was like, I guess I'll just put on a sweatshirt over my sweatshirt and then another pair of socks under my slippers.
He's like, good, finally, you cracked the code.
He's like, I already turned it up. And I'm like, what?
I found out my
someone I know
girl keeps her house at like 60.
Damn.
She's like, I don't want to pay for heat. I was like,
is she okay?
Yeah.
Is she like a lizard? No. like they're cold-blooded. Like, do you want to know the lizard? Do you want to know about lizard people?
What if they listen to this, Brittany?
Hi, lizard person. Lizard person. Search. That's the end of it.
Lizard person. Okay, I'm over this.
I just wanted to know.
Okay.
It won't. I'm sorry. Lizard people work with the reptilian part of their brains. That's why I wanted to tell you about it.
I feel like you wasted my time.
That's because the internet is not working, and I want to tell you about the lizard people.
Well, speaking of wasting time, balance. It's an illusion, just like Sawyer's butthole.
He just looked at you like, seriously?
What?
Oh no, is Verizon going down now? Have you heard about the cell phone problems? It's not even searching.
Hopefully you can still get our podcast.
We're not just recording this for like shits and giggles.
Yeah.
This will be released in 2026.
When the internet's back up.
Oh, that's creepy. Actually, it gave me like COVID vibes. Like,
my coworker kept saying that it was Putin because apparently he has missiles aimed at all the satellites.
Yeah.
I don't know. I zoned out.
Yeah, we can't control it. We can't do anything about it. So just continue on with life as normal and prepare whatever you can. Have an extra can of beans or 2 in your pantry.
So you can fart.
And power your vehicles with gas. Anyway, this week we're talking about balance for real. Balance in life and how balance is an illusion. And also balance doesn't mean 50-50. balance means what feels balanced to you.
Yeah. So a big reason why this came up is because I feel like the first thing that happened was we were like Snapchatting during a little business meeting that we usually do where we just send Snapchat videos back and forth. And I was like, I've been killing it this week. Like my house has been like totally clean. Me and Kian have been like vibing. I haven't like had like a super bad parenting day. I've been like a single mom this week and that's been great. He's been like sleeping great. Like literally everything's been going great. I'm caught up on laundry. It's put away.
Nice.
I'm killing it at work. Like people are like, wow. And I'm just like, but I felt like I was failing in our business and social media and stuff like that. And I was talking to you about that. And you were like, nah, girl, I feel like I'm not doing enough. And I feel like we were both kind of like, okay, we're doing as much as we can. And we are also like working jobs, having families, just doing all the things to required to survive on a day-to-day basis, plus like adding all this on top of it and like taking time out of our week, which is like precious to like pursue this passion and whatever. But
it's my son. It is currently 10:15 and they're not in bed yet.
Love that for us. That happened, and then I was just kind of like, I like cleaned Amanda cleaned my entire house, and I just like went into like a spiral about all the things I wasn't doing. And I was like, why am I focusing on that? Like I had to like slap myself basically and be like, why am I focusing on the things that I am like need to do when I've done all these things? And like I'm doing the damn thing. Like I have a good job. I have a good family. I have great friends. Like I'm doing life how I always imagined that I would like, even better than I thought I was going to do, because I didn't think I was going to get married. Here we are. But like I'm doing things great, and I'm just like harping on myself for like all the things. Oh, and then like I was also doing this like diet and like cooking at home and eating everything at home, and I cooked all these meals. I feel like when you're a single parent, like not when you're a single parent, when you're used to having like a partner that helps you around the house and then they like leave for a week, you're like, oh my gosh, and you like treat yourself more and stuff like that. And I have not done that at all. Like I've been doing all the things like I've been saying. And I'm just like, why do I feel like I'm not doing enough? And I'm not like 100% everywhere in my life.
I know. I was thinking about that earlier today about like, I always say I'm a 90s mom without the trauma. But I was thinking back to like the 90s of like the parenting style and how like, or not even just the 90s, but like, kind of like in history, at maybe 70s up, whatever. It doesn't even matter. It's just like how back in the day, in general, people were just like, it was just like a family. You parented because you were like raising kids, but we're like generational healers. You know, you're breaking generational bonds. And if that's what you're actively trying to do as a parent, you aren't just like half-assing it. You're just like, there's so much that's like going into that. Mm-hmm. And it's not just like being a parent because you have kids and they're in the house and they're just part of the family. You're like actively parenting, and it does make your daily life harder than if you're just like existing with kids. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why personally I choose to homeschool, because I just feel like I can have more control over when they're exposed to certain things or what types of people they're exposed to over long periods of time, and behaviors and bullying and all those things. But like that takes a large sacrifice on my part of my time and my efforts. Like my life would be exponentially easier if I just sent them to public school. It just doesn't feel right for me. I have to put in this extra work. But then because I'm teaching them and I work, I have a salon in my house, and I have the podcast, and then a husband and a big house to clean. Like, I can't always be 100%. I don't feel like it ever used to be like that. But now the pressures on parents is so extreme, especially moms. And no matter what, you're doing a bad job. Like, you're not doing enough. And you're the ones that get blamed for like all the childhood trauma. You get the worst, biggest feelings from your kids. You get, it's like, you're spread so thin. How do we keep, giving and giving more of ourselves every single day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough out here. And I feel like no one is doing it all. And I feel like we're all struggling in some aspect all the time, no matter what. But guess what? You are a bad bitch.
And you can't do everything.
No.
You can't be 100% in every area of your life. And you have to like pick and choose what areas you need to focus on. Because sometimes other things have to fall back for you to like prioritize yourself.
You got a back burner for a reason, you know? Can't cook everything up front all the time. And I did see this one quote on Instagram where it was like, she's so lucky, and then it crossed out, and then it was like, she worked really hard. Which I feel like, why are we trying to make everything seem like it's so graceful and easy and like, oh yeah, like I did this. I feel like that's how I think about things. Like even like with you, I'm like when I first met you, I was like, wow, it's like, she just like makes things look so easy. Like she easily handles all this stuff. Like her house is always like spectacular. And see, like that's the thing, like from the outsider's perspective, it doesn't feel like that. But like when I first came here, when I barely knew you, I was like, wow, she has it all together. She's so lucky. And it's like, no, she's working really hard to like get here in life. And I think it's okay to work hard to get where you want to go in life. And that's just how it has to be. Like things don't just happen. Like sometimes, yes, things do happen, but the probability of that is way less than like actually working hard to get somewhere and like make your life look how you want it to. And I think recognizing hard work is way nicer than just being like, they're so lucky. Like you're so lucky that you have such a clean house all the time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think I saw this like quote once that was like, just because she wears it well doesn't mean it's not heavy.
Yeah, that too.
And it's like, I actually got into a disagreement with Jesse a couple weeks ago. And we don't really fight. We, speaking of balance, are very balanced in like our own roles that we've just kind of adapted to. Yeah. We've been together since we were 16. We've like grown up together. We've been together for 17 years. So like we just both know our roles, and I do much more on the house and the kids. And then he does much more for like the financial providing and like all the outside stuff and anything that needs to be fixed. Like we just, and in the cars, like we just really work well together. A few weeks ago, we just got into this like disagreement because we were both realizing that we both feel overworked and underappreciated. It's like my work is never noticed. Like he doesn't even know if I take clients during the day while the kids are here after school. He comes home to a cleanish house with dinner. Everything looks like it's all wrapped neatly in a bow. And he was just like, oh, I just have so much to think about. Like I should backtrack. So he was like talking about this video he saw where like the man is leading the woman through like the airport, and they're just like walking, and he's just like thinking, I gotta go there, I gotta do this, blah blah blah. And then she's just like, you know, and she's like being led by him. Yeah. And he's like, that just kind of reminded me like me and you, like you just like don't even think about anything when we go somewhere or whatever. And he goes, he made this comment that was like, it must be, I don't even know if I should say this because it's kind of personal, but how it must be nice to not have to really like think about. It honestly was shocking that I didn't have to think about as much. And I would have
slapped the bitch.
I was like, yeah, I don't need to think about like the money stuff or like
the logistics. The logistics side of like planning it maybe, but like you're the one packing the suitcases.
Oh, and this wasn't about a vacation. He was just like, I said, well, all you really think about is money, like, and like work and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, have you taken the dogs to the vet without me having made the appointment and asked you to? Do you know where their groomer is? Like, do you take the kids to the doctor or the dentist? Yeah. Like, do you know that I've planned out the meals for like, or the food for what we're going to do for Rhea's birthday party, Judah's family birthday party, the Super Bowl party? I have the dates picked for any date that we do. I have the babysitters lined up. And I started talking about like meals, and I just went like on a tangent because I was feeling so frazzled, and like I was like, are you kidding me? Like, and that just like brings me back to like, just because she wears it well doesn't mean it's not heavy. It's like, it's because I'm very laid back. Like I don't have like, I'm not super emotional. So, and I'm good at coping. Like I don't get ruffled too easy. So it's like, oh, I could just dump on you every single thing that I do during the day, but like I just do it because that's what my job is, to do it.
Yeah. And I just really want to know where this like whose plate is fuller competition mentality comes from, because it's so annoying to me that my brain thinks like that. Because I do that with Jordan a lot too, where I'm like, well, I do this, and he's like, well, I do this, and this, and this, and this. And it's like, okay, why are we arguing about this right now? Because like we literally both do all that we can, all that, like, I know that you're giving your all for this family every second of the day without question. And you know, I'm doing that too. Why are we arguing about who's doing more and what?
Giving as much as you can that day. And like, you know, where they say it's not always 50-50. Sometimes
it's never 50-50.
And sometimes you can't give 100%. There's that video that's like, some days you have to tell your partner, I'm at 80 today. Like, so you can, you know, be at 20, or like I'm at like 5. I can't give anything, like, and then you order food and you both, you know, it's like, it's a balance. But you know what really struck me when you said that? It's interesting between like husband and wife dynamics. There's always like that competition of who's doing more. But yet when me and you were having the discussion about our podcast, both of us were feeling like we weren't doing enough. So it's true. Really interesting how we're communicating with each other. Like we want to be doing more and we don't feel like we're doing enough. And yet with our like spouses, we're like, do you know how much we're doing? Like, so I'm like, I kind of want to like unpack that. That's so kind of so weird.
I didn't even realize that.
That popped in my head right when you said that. I was like, is it like woman to woman? Is it like just our communication styles, friends versus spouses?
I feel like maybe just like women's minds versus men's minds, because I feel like I'm always like I'm always thinking, I'm always like, I need this, this, and this, and this. And I'm like, I need diapers. I need Kian. Like today I was like, Kian needs fucking socks, because literally like where the hell do all the little people's socks go?
No idea.
Literally no idea.
They're like what like Dryerland turns into.
I'm pretty sure we have like 6 pairs here.
Oh, I'm sure. But we have just a miscellaneous sock bin, so we could go through those and check.
I'm always thinking about like random stuff like that, always in the universe. Like it's always right here. Might not be like
front and center.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see if I have ADHD. I can't wait. I made my appointment for next month, but
yeah, it's just always the
like
question,
making appointments and like doing all this stuff. Like I feel like I'm constantly doing so much, but like Jordan does, like I feel like we fell into like the typical gender roles where he handles like the things in the house and like, and then one time he's like, you know, you can do this too, and I'm like, well, you know what, I can mow the fucking lawn too, so let me go do that for an hour.
Yeah, and also like it's kind of nice mowing the lawn. You literally just get to like put in AirPods and then walk around in silence, like get some exercise and some sunlight, like
sign me the fuck up.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's super. And I just feel like it's like women's minds versus men's minds, because I feel like men are just, they're like, it's so simple, like X plus Y equals Z, and that's just how it is.
I wonder if it's like something that's just like generational, like in us, that we need to like prove our worth to men.
That too.
You know, like where you're just like trying to prove that your work matters, that what you've done is noticed.
One thing that drives me absolutely crazy is I feel like when women are like stay-at-home moms, they're like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, why do we need to say that? Like, I know you're a stay-at-home mom. I know you deserve a gold medal. Like, but I feel like all women have to be like, I just do this, but I also do like, blah, blah, blah. And then we all have to like list our credentials all the time, because we just have to feel worthy.
Well, and the thing with like being a stay-at-home mom is like your work has value. Even if you don't think it has monetary value, it actually does, because every single job that you do, if you didn't do it, you'd have to pay somebody to do it. You would pay a nanny or a daycare out the ass to like, you know, if you don't stay home. So if you don't have a high income, there goes that. If you know, a cook, a chauffeur, whatever, those are just, I mean, many roles of moms and people that make the appointments, a housekeeper, all those things, like even just housekeeping and nannying, watching your kids and cleaning your house. Those are 2 jobs that if you didn't do it, somebody would have to be paid to do it. Yeah. So that is actual monetary value. So it's just kind of silly.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel so, I don't know. I always feel like I'm not doing enough ever.
Yeah, I'm
like, why stop feeling like that? Like, I am doing so much all the time. Every day.
I know. I think we talked about this on a couple episodes ago that my average step count was like, when I was still wearing my Fitbit, like 12,000.
Yeah, because I was like, you get 14,000 steps a day, and you're like, no, it's just 12,000. And I was like,
usually, most days it was just slightly over 10.
Still,
but I
hit like 4,000 steps a day on average if I'm not looking out to do anything extra. You hit over 10,000 without even trying.
That's true. I think the balance being whatever like feels balanced to you. Like for me, doing basically all the childcare and then Jesse doing mostly all the working outside of the home and me doing all the household chores. It does feel like a balance that works for us. Also, like not all chores are created equal. Like there's like, I hate putting away laundry. Jesse is really good at it and he's fast. So that chore isn't as big of a deal for him. And he does do that most of the time. And then that's kind of the routine we've been falling into because I've been just really struggling with that chore. But like the dishwasher, I don't even care. I breeze through that. I take it, I load and unload it twice a day. So like not all chores are created equal. So like maybe make a list like with your significant other, just like of what ones you don't mind doing.
Yeah.
And then just see if you could just like divide and conquer and you don't have to do the worst of the worst chores.
Yeah. I just feel like communicating with your partner and like, I feel like letting them know how you think about things is a big and eye-opening for them because they may not know. And then letting them also know like what you need from them because they can't read your mind. I need this from you right now. I feel like me and Jordan are very good at that, especially with Kian. We're just like, I'm at my limit. Can you take over? And they're usually like, if I'm at 80, he's at 20, and then we just flip flop. So
I feel like weirdly now me adding in more hours of work makes it feel more balanced to me, even though technically me working is more effort for me. It's more work. It feels more balanced because that's when I get like dressed up. I talk to my people. I love my clients. They're basically my friends. I've had them all for like a minimum of 8 years. That adding in some more hours of that just scheduled in the week, like built into the week, feels more balanced to me. And I also like, I've been really struggling being intentional with my time with my kids and just playing and just talking to them. And okay, this is me being really hard on myself again, because literally I teach them, I take them to parks, I have, the zoo, I do crafts with them all the time. So I obviously do it, but like I feel in my mind I'm distracted because of the house stuff, all these other things on my to-do list and like lack of organization. So now having the nanny, having like a set day that they'll have a play date every other week with other kids, like that takes the pressure off of me for like extra socialization. And then just knowing what days I'm able to schedule more clients if I need to, having time away from with the kids out of the house that I can clean. All of those things seem like so much more work, but they're just like building blocks to making like my life flow better and me having like more like compartmentalizing things, because otherwise I just see everything as just like a huge to-do list. Like everything's like flooding in and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like crazy just do everything and there's no rhyme or reason. Every week I'm like flying by the seat of my pants. Now there will be like help, there'll be structure to the weeks and I'll be able to just feel more like at peace, I think, in my brain and like just have more structure to the week, because I think stay-at-home moms, you probably just totally lose like sight of what even day it is. They all kind of blur together if you don't have some type of structure to the day or the weeks, because but that's just like how I'm finding pretend balance, making things feel more balanced in for me and then for my husband and my kids. And it's just, man, when you're a parent, there's just so many moving parts.
So many moving. I was literally going to say that. I feel like I just want to have this conversation because I feel like it's super easy to get lost in that Instagram perfect life and like the Pinterest worthy everything, and it's easy to be like, oh, she's so lucky she has this and this, and it's like, let's remember everybody's struggling, everybody's trying to figure out what the fuck is happening, and like you're never ever gonna find solution to life. Like I feel like it's forever a changing, evolving. You're
never gonna arrive
learning. It's
like even when you're like, people think, in your 60s, you're like, you've just figured it all out.
I'll figure it out.
It's like
you're never going to figure it out. And I feel like once you accept
time.
that and you accept that you're going to change and grow, and that's okay, and to allow yourself to change and grow and like change your mind, that's when life opens up for you. And I guess I just wanted to share my struggles because it's so nice to like hear somebody else say something and you be like, oh my gosh, me too. Because I just feel like we both had moments recently where we're just like, oh my gosh, why?
And life is what's happening right now. Life is today. You need to not just hope and like struggle through just to like one day arrive at the other side and like all of a sudden everything's like fallen perfectly into place and everything is just like rainbows and butterflies. And it's like
rainbows and whatever.
I was going to say rainbows and roses. I was like, that's not right. But you don't like just all of a sudden magically get somewhere and then you're like, wow, I'm so glad I'm here and I made it after I just like crazy flailed through the last like 10 years. It's actually just like building blocks all the time. Like I said, today is your life. The choices you make today will affect tomorrow and compounding, you know, day after day, week after week. And that what like creates your future. So if you're like not going to even put in any effort to like find the balance, go through like me trying to find a nanny and finding somebody to help watch my kids. And that was like so out of my comfort zone. And I was like, this is never even going to happen. And it does change up your weekly routine. And that's hard too. You have to put in the effort and like the work to like start the changes, or you're just going to always be like, wow, my life's crazy. My life's chaotic. And like, I just I don't resonate with people that are like, my life is so busy. I'm so busy. And it's like, yeah, we're all busy. Do you have like peace and joy in your life? Do you like how your days are going? I just don't like feeling like life is passing me by and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's a worse feeling. I'm just like, what's happening?
And we do all have times like that, especially when you have littles. Mm-hmm. Of course, the days just like blur together and you're not sleeping.
Oh yeah. When I was freshly postpartum, I was like, this is hell on earth. Please, somebody fast forward to 2 years old right now.
And here you are.
And here I am almost with a 3-year-old. I made it. And honestly, I would fast forward those times again. And I don't regret saying that. I feel like I had so many people that were like, you're going to regret it. Enjoy it while they're young. And I was like, fuck this day.
Actually, I envy that because I feel like I just like romanticize that part of their life so much. And I wish I didn't. And I know it wasn't. I know I was actually not even doing mentally great. I am such a positive like person that I just like put this spin on it in my head where I'm like I just romanticize the idea of them at that age and like how we were, how my life was, what I did with them. I don't know, everything. And I just feel like sometimes I do kind of live in the past and I fear them getting older, even though I like their ages more now. It's just like that nostalgia. You just see like
nostalgia will always get you.
I don't like it at all.
And like, why?
I wish I could really see it for what it truly was.
It's so funny because I feel like when I remember this so vividly. We were sitting out there with the fire and you and Jordan were just talking about the good old days of like the Kleinschmidt household, and me and Jesse were just like, so how's life? Because you guys were both just like, oh, that was so funny. I remember when we recorded that video. And me and Jesse were just like,
hey, let us have those two memories, okay?
I know, but it's just like so funny, like how much nostalgia can like take over your life.
And I also feel like it's very strong in our family. And I feel like my mom said it a lot. Like I notice it every time I say this, that my mom said this all the time growing up. She's like, oh, I can't believe it's already been a week since this happened. I can't believe it's already been a year. I can't believe that they're this age. And even now, like my kids, I can't believe Naya's already 7 years old. And I just feel like it was just 2 years ago. And she always talks like that. And I see myself saying it all the time now. And it's like, is it because that's how I was like raised to like be like passionately like obsessed with the past, like seeing it through rose-colored glasses?
Yeah.
Because it, sure as hell wasn't all like rainbows and roses.
Sure as the hell not rainbow and roses.
But like, that's what your mind sometimes like just shifts and like makes you think everything was just beautiful. And I know that's why people are nostalgic, because they don't truly remember it accurately.
No, and no one ever remembers anything accurately.
No, memory is so fickle. It's
and
I
just feel like you make up in your head what like gets you through life. Like you're like, oh my gosh, that was so great, when somebody else is like, actually that was literally hell on earth. That's just what you do to like keep going, keep trucking. You just like gray out the bad areas. I know. I remember like being postpartum with Naya. Of course, it's your first baby you're nursing. My nipples were in so much pain. I could barely even put on a like t-shirt. I was crying literally all the time. Every time I pumped, I would put a t-shirt in my mouth before.
Yes.
it would like the first sucks. I would literally scream into a t-shirt.
I would have like blood in the milk because seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Because the scab, because like Naya had some type of lip tie and I didn't know because she was my first baby, and then also my sister Katina, she thought I might have like postpartum depression. She told me later because of like just how, or postpartum anxiety because of how like I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do everything perfectly. And then I just had to go back to work when Naya was 5.5 weeks old.
That's
and I
so
just
sad.
cried and cried. It was so sad.
That's
and then
way too early.
I look back and I'm like, I remember my maternity leave and like so short. Like, I don't know. You just, why, like now saying it out loud, it's like, wow, that was really hard. But like now I'm just like, why can't I go back and like do it all over again?
I feel like you would want to go back and enjoy it, but like honestly, postpartum is nothing. I don't feel like anybody can enjoy that.
You can't because like, I mean, I had honestly like my body healed really, really fast with like all my kids. I was like, must have been like my mom had 6 kids. Like I think we just had like the bodies that are just made to pop out kids because I didn't even need medicine. I was not sore. I was totally fine. I was jumping on a trampoline 3 days after I had Judah.
Did you piss yourself?
No.
Damn.
Iron.
I mean, you're probably already wearing a diaper.
Yeah, right.
You could have peed a little bit and not known.
That's true. I don't think so. But I just was like...
You're like,
maybe...
No, Lindsay, you're the only one that pees your pants.
I had no side effects. But it's just like weird to think about. I mean, postpartum, like you don't get to thoroughly enjoy postpartum because you're like deep in the fog of like hormones, aches and pains, and not to mention that you just gave birth and you're like taking care of a human 24/7. Right now, how we're feeling right now, if we went back to our, newborn baby, it would feel so much different than somebody that just went through childbirth and pregnancy. And
I feel like it's ingrained in me, man. That was wild, and I would not want to do it again. And I don't know if it was because I'm one of those moms where I wasn't emotionally attached right away. I felt bad for it, but I feel like it took me a good few weeks before I was like, yeah, I want to do this.
Actually, with Naya, I didn't feel attached right away either. I didn't with Judah right away. I held him and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my baby. But like, I don't know if it was because it's like your first and you're like overanalyzing everything.
Yeah, I feel like there's something with your first too. And like, I feel like there's nothing that can prepare you for the life you're about to like endure during postpartum because it is wild. So fucking wild. Literally what happened in the first 4 weeks. No fucking clue. How did I ever get him to like 5 doctor's appointments?
Right.
No idea. I feel like I was constantly just like pumping my boobies. I want to know how many times I had to say I have to go pump.
I remember like we had friends over when Naya was like 4 days old, and one of my friends had not been around babies very much, but I was I have to feed her, and then she's like, oh, just like put a cover on and just like nurse her right here. And I was like, I literally had a baby 4 days ago. I don't know how to nurse with a cover on.
No,
I never could with any of my kids. It was too hard. But
I remember trying to nurse with a cover on in your living room, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, I ended up just doing like the 2-shirt method. Like you wear a tank top and then you wear a shirt over it. You pull the tank top down, you pull the other shirt up, and just like you don't see anything, but it's like, but that's just my vibe. You do you, however you want to breastfeed, like pro breastfeeding. Yeah. But what were you saying right before that?
I don't know. I got hooked up on the postpartum because I don't know if I want to do that again. Because I know I had a very good pregnancy. I think the only thing that sucked is that I had to do the Lovenox shot. But my pregnancy was super, like, obviously the first trimester was a little bit of hell. But like literally, I feel like I wasn't sick of being pregnant until like 39 weeks. And then I was like, okay, now I'm ready. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it was a pretty easy pregnancy.
With like the not feeling attached right away, that's what made me realize like I could be like a good adoptive mom, because I feel like once I got to know her is when I started to like really love her, which I hate. That sounds so bad. I loved her obviously right when she was born.
I feel like there's still like a stranger. I was
like, who are you? I just, and so I felt like I like really resonated with like parents, I was like, I could totally see myself loving an adopted kid. Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of people on like, there's videos about adult adoptees that like swear that you cannot love or treat an adopted kid the same exact way as you would with a biological.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I think that I could. I think I could love them exactly the same, but I think it just depends on your like heart and how you feel towards your own kids, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to adopt. Jesse said no.
After he said no to a third kid, that adoption would be an option, and then he said no to adoption.
Well, we had the third kid.
Or the fourth kid. God damn it.
I know. I was like, you don't want to have any more kids? What about like, what if we like adopted a set of siblings that need a family? He's like, I don't want 2 more kids.
Like,
I'm like, well,
what about an only child that's 2 days old?
I
want diapers in my life again.
Oh my gosh. That is freeing, but I don't know. We're rounding back to balance, but okay.
It's all about balance to try to keep us on track.
Honestly.
Which, Jordan, you were unbalanced in that. We got to get off track a little bit, okay? Love you. Bye.
Unbalanced. You were unbalanced.
We were unbalanced.
Yeah, there's a line you got to toe between like reading a PowerPoint presentation and like just going off the rails.
Yeah.
And we tiptoe all around it.
We do.
But the point of it is, balance for a mom is important. Like, but it doesn't have to be 50-50. You need to be able to like work out if you want to, have time alone away from your kids if you want to. You don't need to do either of those things, but like find what fills your own cup and then just try to always incorporate that into your life, because that's when you'll feel like the work in your home, the work outside the home feels more doable, because you're taking time to do the things that actually matter.
Mm-hmm. Put on your own oxygen mask, bitches.
Yeah.
And then put on everyone else's, because you're important too,
Exactly. Do you have any mom moments this week?
I do. I did tell you it, but I'm going to tell it again. So today, my mom bought him Spider-Man pajamas because he recently just got obsessed with Spider-Man. But it's like still kind of winter here, so he's still has like long sleeve stuff, and the pajamas are short sleeved, and he like couldn't get the concept that it was a short sleeve and it didn't pull down to his wrist, because he kept trying to pull it down, and I was like, nobody's short sleeve. And he said, oh dang it.
I thought it was going to be worse ways then.
Yeah, I know, but I've never heard him say that, and I was
it's like, so cute though. He's like never worn short sleeves before.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, dang it.
And then I feel very honored that your kids are like, no, I didn't want Auntie Lindsay to do it. And I feel like I had a lot of moments today where like Rhea was like, no, she has to buckle my helmet. And then Judah's like, I want Lindsay to watch me climb this tree.
I know. It's like, where's Lindsay? I'm climbing this tree. I'll take a picture.
And then like talking to Ray, and she's like, you're going to move into my room. Like, I was just like, oh gosh, I love these kids. And I feel like
I love you.
It feels so good to like have a place where like, I want to say it feels like family, but we are family. But like I don't know, like I feel like when you have kids, you always imagine like the aunts are aunts, but like he's like they're actually like, I'm the aunt actually, but I feel like
exactly, you're not just like a random friend. That's an aunt.
But like I feel like a chosen aunt kind of, because I went all the way from just being called the girl to
I used to
now
call her
I'm
girl.
Auntie Lindsay.
I know.
And then she would whisper my name to me. And I'm like, she said it. And then everyone would look, and she'd just be like,
it's so funny.
Silent.
It's like, you're just the girl.
And then she'd be like, your name's Lindsay. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, that's so the moment I realized that she was going to rule the world.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, they don't even fucking know that I know. I had one the other night where I was like, all the kids were eating butter noodles, and I was having some like dumb old salad or something. So I was like, just like eyeing Rhea's noodles that she wasn't eating. And I was just like, I just kind of have a bite of those noodles. So I like leaned over and I just like took a couple bites, and Judah just looked me in the eye and he's like, you do not want to know what's in those noodles. And I was like, what? What's in the noodles? And he's like, she's been spitting in her food. And that's why she wasn't eating her noodles either. So that was super disgusting.
Like, and this is why I don't eat off my kids' plate, but I will still do it.
Seriously, it's just like always a surprise. Like, why is this chicken nugget wet? Oh, you sucked on it? Perfect.
Why did I stick my hand in this couch cushion? I'm never.
That was a bold move.
Helping you look for the remote again.
I have another one where like Naya, she's like, okay, she's always like saying every single day, she's like comes down and she's a little fashionista. She has some unique fashion choices and she's always picked her own clothes her entire life. And she just,
from day one, she slapped a nurse in the face. Said, like, no, bitch, I'm not wearing that one.
The only time I've ever dressed her was like I've had a
first time Halloween
headband on her every single day of her life until she was like 1 year old, and then she's like, I'm coordinated enough now and I'm not gonna ever wear a headband.
Like, I can finally use these things.
I know. I was like, no. But she's always been like that. But she comes down in some pretty unique outfits and she'll always be like, we're even gonna wear these outfits tomorrow, Mom, so don't make us change. And she like comes downstairs and she and Judah and Rhea are all wearing like matching colors of clothes with pants and shorts over the pants. And they're all just owning it. They just come downstairs like they're just one little like tribe of like awesomeness. And I'm just, okay.
It's a fashion show.
Yeah, they're like matching colored outfits with shorts over pants. Like, yeah, that you look great. You can wear that tomorrow. Love that for you.
So funny.
Anyway,
any Hoosers.
We're gonna sign out because we've been podcasting
for
a while.
a hot minute, and I have to pee before I pee my pants.
Not again.
Not again.
Not in one night. Not twice in one night.
Not again.
So we're gonna leave you with: we're not above ya.
We're not below ya.
We're right there beside ya. Try again. All right. We're not above ya. Oh, yeah. We're not above ya.
We're not below ya.
We're right there beside ya.
Bye.